So I've been doing some thinking, and what I feel like is really missing is you need to know more about some of these smaller towns. So today I'm going to give you 5 things that you need to know about Prosper, Texas before you move here. Let's go. My partner Holly and I love helping people with real estate stuff. It's kind of fun, actually. So we put this channel together. We hope you enjoy it. Before we get started, be sure to subscribe so that anytime something great happens, you are the first to be notified. And also hit the like button so that we know you like it. And let's get into the 5 things that you need to know about Prosper, Texas before you live here or move here. Now, I've lived in Prosper since 2009. We rented an apartment for the first 2 years, and then we decided, you know what, we're going to plant our flag here. We're so glad that we did. We bought this home in September of 2011. And if you don't know much about the real estate market in Dallas, North Dallas, 2011 was a great time to buy, and we just rode that appreciation up. But after living here for 11 years, you learn a thing or two about what life is like. So here we go. Number 5, participate. Now, in an attempt to make this fun, I've gone about labeling these the 5 P's of Prosper, or P-Town, if you're nasty. So the first P, or the number 5 P that you need to be aware of, is participate. And if you're going to move here and you're going to get the most out of living here, you're going to want to plug in. You're going to want to participate. For example, football game. Friday nights in the fall, man, football is where it's at. Now, our kid plays in the band, and the band is arguably just as exciting as football. It is a college-level experience in this teeny tiny town. Games, school functions, parades, community and neighborhood events. The neighborhood that I live in, a couple of weeks ago, had a parade just for our neighborhood. There was a handful of pickups and banners and kids walking alongside and bicycles. Just something fun that the community decided in our neighborhood, not Prosper, just in our little tiny neighborhood. They wanted to have a community parade. Plug into that stuff. Let's see what else. Supporting local businesses, right? There's a tone and a rhythm to this small town. So if you have the opportunity to support local business, it's highly encouraged. You can buy soap at Walmart. You can go to Kroger and buy soap. Why not go to Buff City Soap and buy soap? Right here in Prosper, there's one up in Salina. You know what I mean? Look for opportunities to support these entrepreneurs that are your friends, family, and neighbors. Maybe they're not your family. It doesn't matter. Spend money locally where possible. Number 4, patience. Because we're further away from Dallas, we're about 33 miles to the north of downtown Dallas. It is a slower pace here relative to being in Dallas. So there's some things that go along with that. If you're gonna move here, you probably need to just plan an extra 15 minutes if you're getting from point A to point B, because you're going to get out on the road and there's going to be a gaggle of cyclists. Now, there's a really strong cycling community here in North Texas, not just Prosper, but in North Texas as a whole. And sometimes that really irritates people, which for the life of me, I can't understand why, because you chose to move to this small town where there's only a 2-lane road, and one of the lanes has got 50 bicyclists or cyclists. I don't know what you people call yourselves. I don't mean you people. Doesn't matter. There's 50 cyclists in the lane, and now you're stuck going 20 miles an hour, 30 miles an hour, whatever the deal is. It's fine. You chose to either live in or drive through a small town. Don't zoom around these guys and honk at them and flip them off. Like, I see this stuff happens, and it just burns me up. Take time, be courteous, be nice to your friends. They're on bicycles. There's a large contingency of motorcyclists here. Share the road, look out for the other guy. Nobody's trying to slow you down, but you may need to plan your route. If you know there's a certain path that these guys come through on Saturday mornings, you might want to pick a different way out of the neighborhood. So just be nice. Don't be an Watch out for cyclists. There's a slower pace here, so allow for that. If you want a faster pace, then you probably need to live in Dallas. Or you need to make sure whatever path you're taking in and around is at least 4 lanes and not blocked down to 2. You'll save yourself and myself and all of our people a lot of heartache. Just don't be an Here we go. Number 3, perk. Have you ever known or been around a really big dog that thought he was a lap dog? That's kind of Prosper. It is a big city, but has this small town feel and undercurrent. It's you kind of have the best of both worlds. I think it's the happy medium between the hustle and bustle of the city or being out in the back 40 in the middle of nowhere. There's a heart and a soul this community has, and the sports and events and just the pace, there's almost a sense of pride. When you come here, you're going to see cars everywhere with these P's on the back glass. There's a sense of pride that goes into living in Prosper. So just embrace it, right? You got easy access to everything. Shopping, travel, activities. There's always something going on. So if you're bored, it's probably because you choose to be bored. And if you need a couple of days to shut yourself in and recharge the batteries, do that. But there's so much stuff going on. Like, for example, we're probably 3 miles from downtown. At night, on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday nights, I can go out in my backyard. I can hear the live music playing at the Gin and Silo Park, right? If you're going to get butthurt about that, then you probably need to be further away from downtown so that you don't hear Living on a Prayer blaring at 10 o'clock at night. Just something to consider. People out here look for a reason to gather, so just embrace that. And if that's not really your cup of tea, then you should probably know that before moving out here. Okay, number 2, patios. Now, anybody that knows me knows that I love to eat, and I wouldn't say I love to drink. I do love Jesus, but I drink and cuss a little. If you've been on the channel for any length of time, you have witnessed that, right? It's not to be offensive, it's just who I am, and I love a good patio. Food and beverage in Prosper, Texas is on point. Do the kids still say on point? Is it on fleek? It's on fleek and point. There are points and fleeks abound as it relates to food and beverage. Some of my favorite patios, Salsas, for reasons we've talked about on the channel, right? Great, massive patio, lots of buzz going on, both inside and outside, but especially the patio. You got the play area for the kids, or you can be in downtown at the Gin, Silo Park. Food, my new favorite pizza joint is Kill a Pie, right down here in the gates of Prosper. Detroit style pizza. Is it Detroit or Detroit? It's amazing. I don't even know how to describe it, but David has done a great job with that restaurant, and it's delicious. If you like thin crust, nope. If you like thick crust, you need to go check out Kill a Pie. It's delicious. You got Gloria's right next door, right? Arguably my favorite steak right now, the Nancy's ribeye. Oh, my mouth's watering just thinking about it. It's got this olive oil pesto sauce. You kind of dribble on it, and it sits on a bed of green beans and onions. So good. Anyway, food and drink abound. Look for reasons to gather. Go meet your neighbor. You don't know your neighbor? Just go to a patio somewhere. You're going to make friends. I guarantee it. All right, are you ready for the number 1 reason? People. As we've mentioned, you want to participate in this town spirit if you want to get the most out of living and working here in Prosper. I think we've already talked about this, but in case we haven't, Friday nights in the fall, the football games are amazing. And even if, you know what, stay for the whole game, because you know what people do? They kind of congregate afterwards and meander through the breezeways. They're going to end up on a patio somewhere afterwards. Like, there's so much fun stuff going on. The weather is perfect. It's cool enough that you need a light jacket, but you don't freeze your tail off. It's amazing. The band, the Prosper Mighty Eagle Band is a treat. Now, I wouldn't say that I am a band person in terms of the style of music, but the visual effects, the music, it is quite a production, and it's an easy way to meet other parents or other people in the community that are just like you, that just want to hang out and have something to do that doesn't cost an arm and a leg, right? The high school and middle school sports are an easy avenue to explore those. You know, not to overbeat the sports drum, but our daughter participated in girls lacrosse. Now, one of the unforeseen benefits of a sport like girls lacrosse is there maybe 10% of the sidelines knows what the hell is going on, right? So you've got a bunch of parents that are just excited to be out there cheering on their kiddos And it's a blast. We made more friends just sitting on the sidelines cheering our daughter on playing girls lacrosse. And I don't know shit about girls lacrosse. You don't have to, and that's part of the benefit. Now you go to a football game, everybody in the stands knows about football and everybody knows what play should have been called. But some of these sports that aren't quite as mainstream, like lacrosse, there's less of that, and it seems to be more centered around fun. The basketball games, oh my gosh. Now, I'm more of a football guy, but high school basketball is pretty tough to beat. Even though Texas is more known for its football, it's a blast. So get out, meet your folks. I think you hear a theme here. Look for reasons to plug in and participate in this great town, and you're going to love it. Until next time, have a great weekend. We'll see you later.